Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network. Hi, this is Amit Doshi, and I wanted to thank each and every one of our listeners. It's been 2 years since I founded IVM, and it's been an amazing 2 years. We wanted to learn a little bit more about who is listening to our shows, and so we put together a short survey. The survey is anonymous, and we aren't going to be collecting any personal information. I would really appreciate it if you could take a couple of minutes out of your day and go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and fill it out. Thanks, and please keep listening.
You're listening to TFG Cricket.
Hello guys, welcome to a new episode of TFG Cricket Podcast. Yes, we are continuing with our series of IPL team previews. Today we are touching upon Rising Pune Super Giants. Now, could be the last season.
Super Giant here. There's not Super Giant.
Oh, there's no S this time?
No.
Okay, okay.
नील में इतना confusion है.
नहीं, confusion नहीं है. ठीक है. जितना है उनको ये साल. Okay, ठीक है.
Okay, Giant.
Okay, Giant.
So let's talk about the so-called Giant. We'll start with
because
last.
all their giants ran away in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's talk about the last season. The team that fielded against Mumbai at Wankhede. I think that's the
which you and I.
We were a part of it. We were a part of the audience. You were a part of South African fan club.
Yes, and I took immense pride when Mumbai lost.
So, but that team was a completely different team, and something that bad has to happen to a team. Everything happened with Pune.
Yeah. So that team is an ideal IPL team, and it's the best team on paper ever. If you look at it, Peterson opening, Rahane, Smith, Faf, Mitchell Marsh, Dhoni, Ashwin. It's like you can't get better. But like you said, everything that could go wrong went wrong for Rising Pune. Not just player-wise, even venue-wise, and also their star bowler, that is Ashwin, not performing. See, everything can be taken into account, but Ashwin not performing in an IPL series for all matches is like unheard of. And I think that was the biggest blow because if you look at their matches, some are very close, but then in IPL most matches are very close. But when you have key players, of course, many of their players left because of injuries and all. But I think if I would point at one reason for their downfall was that Ashwin couldn't give those 4 overs and 2 wickets every time. And that made a huge difference. Because the opposition started being very confident about playing Ashwin. Otherwise, you always could use Ashwin. He opens the bowling. He comes in between, he even bowls death overs. But I think they lost it there. And of course, naturally, the injuries didn't help.
Okay. One of the press conferences that was scheduled during the first season of RPS, Dhoni came out and said that I don't have that feeling of playing with Chennai. Does it affect? Vivek?
Surely does. But before we get to Dhoni, I want to finish off this bowler thing and Ashwin not performing. In life, you learn from your mistakes. And these guys, I'm not too sure they have learned from their mistakes. You just look at that bowling lineup. Who's to say that Ashwin might not have a torrid run in the IPL again? Yes, he's been doing wonderfully well against England, against Australia, against New Zealand. But I feel IPL is a different ball game. There's going to be pressure. He is perhaps their only strike bowler. Pressure will get to him. It can get to the very best. Then who's the replacement? Deepak Chahar? Who? Ashok Dinda? Jaskaran Singh? Man, this is worse than a club team. Honestly, okay, they have a champion bowler in Adam Zampa. But is there any other Indian spinner who can fill up the boots? They tried Murugan Ashwin last year. He flopped. He's been sent to the Delhi Daredevils. From bad to worse, that is. So you can just...
For whom? Delhi or for him?
Time will tell. Okay. but then...
we'll talk about the current season, in some time. I was talking about Dhoni. And
Dhoni, yes, Nikhil... CP pointed out that Ashwin's performance was surprising. He couldn't get wickets and straight away that put them on the back foot. Even Dhoni. Dhoni didn't perform with the bat. I think that started those chain of comments, chain of criticism when people said, can he be the finisher? Does he have the ability to finish games? We saw that in that final game. Unfortunately, Kings 11 Punjab, Akshar Patel had to bear the brunt. So the message is clear. He can still use his long handle, no doubt about it. But the problem is, do you really want to play for that franchisee? I'm not an RPS fan. I'm a Dhoni fan. And if you are telling me that I'm going to strip Dhoni of the captaincy, I'm going to give it to Steven Smith. Great credentials. Accomplished pretty much everything. But in an Indian tournament, tell me one guy who's better when it comes to captaincy, who's better than Dhoni. This is a corporate decision. And for me, you don't mix up corporate decision and sport.
I think I'll step in on this one.
Please do. I'm waiting.
I'll just give a different perspective to this. See, the whole thing about Dhoni is that, I think I made this point a couple of earlier podcasts also. Same what's happening with Virat. See, Dhoni never had to finish in CSK. Okay. Dhoni's batting came to the limelight in Pune because he came to bat out.
Even when he was playing for Chennai Super Kings, year 2011, when they were number 6 or 7, that over of Irfan Pathan, the first time ever when IPL went to Dharamshala, I remember that over.
By 2011 is like 19...
Yeah,
20.
So it's unfair to say that he didn't finish games with CSK.
I'm not getting into statistics right now. Same with an Indian team or with CSK. Dhoni had great teams. And he, of course, proved his credentials, and that's how he became the captain, and he has enough runs to his... He scored his first T20 50 right now. Okay? So let's not get into... The thing is, when your entire top order fails and you have to perform every time, Dhoni couldn't do that. And especially in a new franchise where probably he's disinterested... Probably the 3 matches are in Visakhapatnam.
Yeah.
By the
you get tossed around, it's never easy.
So generally things were bad, but coming back to Dhoni, I think removing him from captaincy was the best thing to do. But the way it was done was wrong.
Okay.
There was no doubt about that. Because he himself has moved out of Indian captaincy. And here also he could actually... See, because he has to prove himself for the next season also. Because there is enough... players waiting in the wings. If he doesn't have a good run, because he is getting very little to play, only in the ODIs and the T20s, IPL is one place where he can actually make an impact. And he has a free run this time. He doesn't have to bear the brunt of captaincy. It doesn't matter whether they win or lose. If he does well, he's again... There's no questioning about... We need not even discuss whether Dhoni is great or not. There's nothing like that. It's just that he has to prove a lot of things to himself and to the future team owners who would want him. If CSK comes back, definitely Dhoni, they'll run after Dhoni because he's a household name out there. So it matters to them. So I think for Dhoni to just play freely, and especially looking at Pune's batting order where he will have to come in at number 4. So he's going to get all the batting opportunities and all the time to do things. But the way they handled the shifting of captaincy was absolutely poor communication on the team's part.
Okay. This actually calls for another podcast on Dhoni captaincy. So let's move on to the Rising Pune Supergiant. So the players that were bought in auction were definitely Ben Stokes, Jaydev Unadkat, Rahul Chahar.
Let's only discuss Ben Stokes.
We'll do that. Saurabh Kumar, Dan Christian, Milind Tandon, R. Tripathi, Manoj Tiwari and Loki Ferguson. Ben Stokes. पूरा पैसा इधर लगा दिया.
25% of the
stupidity.
25% of the total player budget is gone to Ben Stokes. So we have to 25% of the podcast
should be on Ben Stokes.
Okay, ठीक है.
Makes sense. Exactly. But stupidity, sheer desperation to get an impact player, because they lost far too many of them last season. But again, we have seen Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes has got his own share of injuries, Nikhil. He doesn't have a great history. And you never know if he pulls up something. That third ODI in the West Indies. That's why we are doing podcast for a reason, okay? And I'll tell you that instance when the ball went up in the air and Ben Stokes was waiting. And he dropped the catch. When was the last time you saw Ben Stokes dropping? And the ball smashed his finger, middle finger, right hand, okay? And was immediately rushed to the dressing room. For some time he didn't come. I heard the commentators talking about the IPL. And you could feel it. You could see the anxiety on Stokes' face. Goodness me, 14.5 crores is waiting for me. And one finger, one blow cannot make or break it. No, I'm supposed to go in, address it. If I'm okay, I'll come back. And he came back and I said, okay. So everything is okay with Pune. But there are a few cricketers, you just have to wrap them with cotton. You have to protect them. It's like a premature baby. You have to do that. Because he is your impact player. He is your match winner. He's going to get you all those runs.
And wickets.
Because look, unless of course there is a Carlos Brathwaite facing who can only hit. Anyway, let's not get to Carlos. But that's a big ticket for Pune, Nikhil. Yeah. And after Mitchell Marsh's withdrawal, they don't have a backup all-rounder. Yes, there is Dan Christian. But Dan Christian has had a torrid run in the IPL. They tried him with
even
RCB. They tried him with Deccan Chargers. But no, he has failed. And that's where I think you cannot rely on one impact player, Nikhil. I have a serious problem. Because what balance are you talking about? If you are going to blow up 15 crores on a player, and I wrote that piece where they didn't go for any bowlers. Chris Wokes, Pat Cummins, Kagiso Rabada, many of them, Chris Jordan, they didn't have anything. Out of sheer desperation, they went for the Kiwi rookie in Lockie Ferguson. I'm pretty sure the Pune management is going to ring him up and say, boss, you just be seated in New Zealand. Let's avoid some unnecessary fuel charges. You don't have to travel all the way from New Zealand to India. That's fine, we'll pay you 30 lakhs. No big deal.
50 but this is 50.
50. Okay, 20 zyada.
But Sibi, tell me one thing. Wasn't the RPS camp not prepared for, this inflated amount for Ben Stokes? Is it inflated, first of all?
See, inflation, in an auction there is no inflation.
Inflation, it's astronomical in my opinion. हो ही नहीं सकता है.
Yuvraj went for 15. Yeah, 16.
Okay. And then he was put back and he tried
and
to
somebody
buy back
got him again for 16. Yeah. And that man is sitting in London now.
So bolte na, this valuation game of all these new age companies, there's a next bigger fool. Vaisa hai. So you're waiting for the next bigger fool. So this is not. But here I think, everyone knew Ben Stokes was the man of the auction. And of course, Pune said we want him, and the others played him well enough so that Pune could go up to 14. Now for Pune, let's assume they got Ben Stokes for 10. It's a hypothetical situation, but 10, they had another 4, and they got 2 more bowlers. So which is what they would have got. Let's say he's mentioned 3-4 bowlers, all are foreigners. Now you have a Smith, Faf, and
Zampa.
And Zampa is on and off depending on the pitch and all. And Ben Stokes. 3 are in the team.
Sure, short 11. Yeah.
So you're just playing one more bowler. So you have the problem with the Pune team is none of this. The problem with the Pune team is they just have 11 players who can get on the field, if at all. Ideally, a 9-member team is there. 2 will be filled up. And there is no bench strength.
Yeah.
That is because if you, as we have discussed the Sunrisers, and we will discuss the other teams, you will find that for each to each there is somebody who is equal impact, or at least not as good as, but at least can make a difference to the team. Here you have Faf, Rahane opening, Smith 1 down, Dhoni 2 down, 3 down, Ben Stokes, 4 down, Ashwin. And this is going to be the team for all 14 matches.
Yeah.
Not for all 14 matches. No. Come second week of May, Ben Stokes and Faf du Plessis will go to the UK. Then what happens?
No. By that time they would have qualified for the playoff. So they don't. Okay. So in the first 10 matches they're going to win 16 points, and they'll be in the playoffs.
I hope somebody from RPS is listening to
this. It's a very clear strategy. So there's no. This time they have made sure they have 11 players. They don't need the 12th player. Those 11 will play the first 10 matches, win 8 out of it, and see that. So there's no. So Ben Stokes can go after that. Once you're in the playoffs, then it's anybody's game. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So I think that is where the problem is. That there is
no backup.
You have a plan A and plan B. Bolte na yahan. Plan A B is like so shaky. There's no plan B ka baat hi nahi.
Plan A में बहुत problems है.
So plan A will work if the 7 players perform exceedingly well.
These asking 7. A lot.
You never know. Let's wait and watch. Kuch bhi ho sakta
but
hai.
the good thing about this is 6 of their home matches are in April.
Are in April?
Actually, 6 May 1st ko ek match hai. All in the in 30 days all matches.
So if they win all the 6 in home conditions, I think.
Yeah.
Then the
hardly matters home and away for Pune. Come on, man. If it was a Mumbai, Bangalore, or some other team, okay, you make sense, but not for Pune. Come on.
I think one factor we are forgetting here, and which could go in. See, just like we said, David Warner pulled a SRH together, and Smith is capable of a similar act, but they are too much dependent upon all these players being injury free and actually performing to potential. If not full potential, at least, chipping in somewhere or the other. And it can happen. It's too much to ask for. I think that's the problem with the team. Otherwise, their core team is excellent. It can match up to any other core team of any other of the IPL teams. If you look at these 7 players, on paper, there's nothing to beat this lineup. But
no. On paper and all, no. Far from it. When you talk Faf, Rahane, Smith, Stokes and Dhoni, that's it.
Ashwin.
Okay.
So the 6 players can match up to any of the 6 players in any of the teams.
So you're talking about it's 11
exactly.
player team. There is a big vacuum.
No. Vivek, the thing is, we have seen the winners of any IPL tournament. There is that 2-3 players who drive there, and then there's those cameos which come in from anybody. So that's where, like we said, the score team, if they perform to you're not going down to the 8th and 9th player. But the problem is that you have to expect Ben Stokes to have a very good 4 overs, Ashwin to have a very good 4 overs, Stokes to play well, Dhoni to anchor and finish, Smith to hold ground, Rahane and Faf to give a great opening. So it has to be continuously.
This is like
and which can happen.
You're preparing for a board exam and your tuition teacher is giving you so many tick, and you are struggling to find even one box. That's precisely what RPS is going to encounter.
But I'll tell you what, Loki Ferguson was auctioned for 50 lakhs, and same was the case with Chris Jordan.
Please explain. Please explain.
Chris Jordan was also for 50 lakhs.
Why not Chris Jordan at 50 and why Lockie Ferguson?
How can Vivek Krishnan answer that when Stephen Fleming knows why he took Lockie Ferguson?
You know why. You know why. Right?
Yes. So then if Stephen Fleming finds Lockie better than Chris Jordan, and time will tell, okay? Just 1 month and you'll eat your words, chew your words, okay?
Somebody who had conducive wickets in New Zealand and went for 40-50 in 4 overs, what are you expecting from him?
That's okay, 40 by 4 wickets.
But what if Ashwin doesn't perform? Who's the replacement, Nikhil?
Ashwin doesn't perform. If any one of these 6 don't perform, that team is not going anywhere.
So there's this guy, 17-year-old Rahul Chahar. I think a very sensible pick. He played in the India A series versus England here at the Brabant Stadium. He's got a neat action. He's been bowling well. He's got good wickets. He's played in the Tamil Nadu League also. He's someone who can really surprise.
Okay.
They tried Murugan Ashwin last year and he couldn't live up to the expectations. Hopefully this guy, 17, Rahul Chahar.
So same, just like Chahar, they tried Zampa after everything failed and then he proved to be the best.
Yeah.
So this time he'll be a frontline bowler. So it's like he'll come in with Ashwin. Probably they'll do the spin part of the attack. But you never know. Something clicks with like Praveen Tambe, when he came, nobody expected. But now he's learned the tricks of the trade and he knows how to manage those 4 overs. So the whole psyche is, like I said about Warner, here also Smith, a clever guy, of course with Dhoni on his right and left hand side. So there is enough potential. It's just that if everything falls into place and they get some momentum happening.
But CP, please explain this bowling attack. When you have Ashok Dinda, when you have Deepak Chahar, when you have, who's that guy, Jaskaran Singh, when you have Jaydev Unadkat, How?
No, but I don't think these all players will get a chance to play.
Yeah, not at
So
all.
then who's going to open the bowling?
Mostly it will be Ashwin, Zampa.
Ashwin Zampa is 8.
Stokes,
4.
Dinda will open.
Dinda, goodness
Yeah.
me.
But he has done it for the last 9 years. So he'll do it for the 10th year.
Ashok
Okay.
Dinda.
हाँ.
Ashok Dinda,
उसका figures देखा है तूने?
of course I've seen him.
Yeah. So then,
The moment I see that jump, and I'm like,
but
okay.
see, and
that's okay.
and Rajat Bhatia is a
Yeah.
Rajat
clever
Bhatia.
bowler.
Yeah, we haven't spoken about Rajat Bhatia.
Very clever guy. His 4 overs can change a match, and it has changed the match many a time.
Yeah.
So, see the thing again. We are coming back to the same point, and there's just one point. There is a core team. All of them have to come to the party. Otherwise, it's not happening. You can't say, "Aaj mere se nahi hoga."
And don't think they're going to miss the injured Mitch Marsh.
No, blessing in disguise.
That's a big blessing in disguise. Because who would be the 4th player? Like, same blessing in disguise for Australian team in India. He went and Maxwell came and they saved the test match.
There are a few replacements available. Some unsold players like we saw Kevin O'Brien, a couple of South African bowlers, and Kyle Abbott, who has done well with Chennai Super Kings. So obviously, Pune have the budget now.
Yeah.
But how urgent, how desperate, only time will tell. But before we wrap this up, Nikhil, I want to talk about Manoj Tiwari. Pune have to be a little flexible. Yes, they have these marquee guys batting 1, 2, 3, 4. If they can be a little smart and if they show a little bit of courage, this guy has all the class to bat and to help Pune win matches.
Yeah.
I'm saying this.
He can even take a match away
I'm
from
saying
the
this
bush.
from 2012 experience, batting for Kolkata Knight Riders. This guy, Gautam Gambhir, kept pushing him at number 4. Go back to his numbers and see why KKR won.
Yeah.
Something, and after that, he's been away from the scene. Obviously, he's got some issues, off the field issues, but he's played for India. He's got all the class. Give him time, show faith, encourage him. You never know.
Okay.
I'll agree with Vivek on this one.
Thank you.
Okay, so they opened their campaign against Mumbai. Last time also they opened against Mumbai. They
So
won.
तुम बोलो अभी कौन जीतेगा?
No, lekin there's a difference. Last time the match was in Mumbai. This time it's in
But Nikhil,
Pune.
I'll tell you, no, be
The problem
happy.
is
You're going to return the favor.
The jinx of Pune we have to talk about. That home ground.
You will return the favor. They beat you at home.
Yeah.
This time you're going to
Well,
beat them.
last time bhi hua tha na.
Not because I'm an MI fan, because the team is this Pune team is so bad. I can't support them, man.
No,
कुछ नहीं कर
see,
सकते.
let's not take bets on this one, but Pune, first, second, third match, they are good enough. It's only after that once things start seeming in and when they
But
start
CP, for a
traveling.
team like Pune, they have to start winning early. Unlike
No,
SRH,
In fact, that's
No,
the
no.
first home runs.
Yes.
The home matches
if
they
you
have to
don't
get it.
win early in IPL, we have seen it's always a struggle. Unless you are a Mumbai Indians
yeah.
who have done it twice. You know?
But that's why I have a little faith in the Pune team in the early match. See, look at that top order: Faf, Ajinkya Rahane, Smith, Dhoni, Stokes, and Ashwin. Very experienced campaigners who are, who can take in any pressure, who have been up there. If you just need these 7 to do decently well, and then the fringe players can just support.
Yeah.
But so, and all of them are coming, like Faf is coming off a great thing. Rahane has faltered a little bit, but Smith is confident. Dhoni to, he's very sorted right now. And with no captaincy, he's very cool about it. Stokes is coming. Only thing about Stokes having to come and prove himself, that pressure, I hope it doesn't get to him. And probably Smith and Dhoni can help manage that. And Ashwin, of course, again, in the best of his form. So, if this core team does well in the first 2-3 matches, then they will start experimenting with the Manoj
But you're
Tiwaris.
only banking on the batting performance.
They have to.
But then there was another team who had a great batting lineup and weak bowling lineup and couldn't make it to the playoff, RCB. I mean, like for so many years.
They made it to the finals.
not the, but for so many years.
I like to say this all the time. Last year also everybody said Sunrisers won because of their bowling attack. Sunrisers and RCB were separated by just 6 runs in the final. This is one shot. Okay, so no bowling attack of Sunrisers helped them win. So the thing is, the 200 plus was what got them the title. Okay, so you need the batting. Of course, if you are 140, and that's why Sunrisers reached the playoffs and were concerned, because they could protect a 140, which a Pune might not be able to. But you're talking about, 7-8 wins, and where you have to have this top order fire. And one bad spell from the opposition is all you need. 4 overs of 60 runs changes the match.
Yeah, true.
And we have seen that last 4-5 overs, 60-70 being scored easily. Death overs. So you are depending on this batting lineup. And not Ashwin. This Faf, Rahane, Smith, Dhoni, Ben Stokes. So you are dependent. Just like RCB is dependent on Gale, AB, Virat. They are dependent on them. And we all crib about
Shane Watson.
We all crib about RCB's bowling all the time, but they were finalists last year.
Only last year. Yeah.
No, they have been there once before also.
So, Vivek, final thoughts.
Well, all I can say is serious optimism will be generated in the RPS camp after listening to this podcast. Number 1. Number 2, I don't see them in the playoffs.
Okay.
No.
Because of?
Like I said, you don't have a great bowling lineup, and then you're far too reliant on a few impact players to win you matches. So
it's simple. They just have a plan A.
On paper, Nikhil,
for a tournament as tough as IPL, just a plan A doesn't work. So you need plan A plus, B plus.
So they have to bank a lot on this. The first 6 matches.
Absolutely, everything going well. Everybody being fit. Mentally stable. Everybody
fit,
including the owners.
No, in this lot, I think except for Stokes, fitness issues is not there with many of them. Most of them are seasoned campaigners.
Yes.
So that issue shouldn't come.
Okay, on that note, guys, we'll conclude the RPS chapter over here. You can read a lot of articles. We are doing a good build-up for IPL on our website, thefangarage.com. You can connect us on Twitter and Facebook at The Fan Garage. You can listen to our podcast on IndusVox Media, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, iTunes, and definitely on YouTube. Please download this app, IVM Podcast, on Android and iOS. Till then, take care.
Hey man, just help me out, man. I need some podcasts, man. I haven't had a fix in a week. Just need some.
Don't you worry about it. I got podcasts galore for you, man. Just go to ivmpodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thanks, man. I'm gonna check it out.